Tja, what indeed. Ich war so verwirrt, als das passierte. Tja, das war nicht das Ende, das war erstmal Classified. Aber jetzt können wir hier drüben weitermachen. Das hatten wir ja neulich schon nach Mizukis Ende freigespielt. Ich weiß gar nicht mal, ob Dun 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 hier so gut passt. Ich habe das Gefühl, für mich ist Dun 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 immer sowas, was mittlerweile meistens benutzt wird, wenn man irgendwas schon hat kommen sehen und dann halt nur so ironisch oder sarkastisch sagt, dun, dun, dun. Aber das habe ich zum Beispiel überhaupt nicht kommen sehen. Also in dem Moment habe ich einfach nur What the fuck gesagt. Gut, dann heißt es, wir springen jetzt hier hin. Vielleicht sollten wir nochmal eben kurz uns erinnern, was da passiert ist. Das am Anfang ist ja immer dasselbe. Mord, bla bla, Ota und Iris kennenlernen, mit Iris Investigation machen, Hitomi Sagan kennenlernen und so. Einfach mal alle ein bisschen kennenlernen, alle Orte ein bisschen kennenlernen und den komischen Traum haben. Achso, gut, wenn das für dich das ist, dann ist es natürlich hier angebracht. Genau, dann hatten wir hier Mizuki Somnium, wo wir sie nicht heilen konnten. Das hat ja dazu geführt, dass wir erstmal auch nicht mehr mit ihr gemacht haben, sondern mit Iris unterwegs waren. Stattdessen hatten wir Iris Leiche im Somnium gefunden und sie angerufen und gesagt, sie soll bloß zu Hause bleiben. Was war dann? Ich gucke jetzt selber mal eben kurz hier durch. Told her not to leave her house. Stimmt, da hatten wir ja diesen Ringtone noch gehört. Dann hat Date da angerufen und gesagt, dass er auch zu der Polizei gehört, wo er sofort wieder aufgelegt wurde, weil er ein dummer Idiot ist. Zumindest in dem Moment. Dann haben wir noch später rausgefunden, dass das Soul Sejima war. Renju war im Autounfall, ist aber aus dem Krankenhaus abgehauen. Date hat in Sunfish Pocket Ota getroffen. Stimmt, das war dann das, wo Iris nachts den Besuch bekommen hatte und plötzlich nicht mehr zu erreichen war. Hat sie uns dann ja später in dem einen Ending erzählt, dass es Renju war, der sie irgendwie zu diesem komischen Chemical Plant gebracht hat. Milky, wieso spielst du jetzt? Hä? Du bist doch im. Hä? Anyway, der sie zu dem Chemical Plant oder was das war gebracht hat und dann ist sie abgehauen. Mizuki, genau, dann kann Mizuki widersprechen. Dann war Moma, hatten wir getroffen und voll Best Buddies sind wir mit ihm geworden. Ach genau, dann haben wir So gefunden, wie der aus dem Cold Storage Warehouse rausgekommen ist, wo Date dann tatsächlich die gefrorene tote Iris gefunden hat. Und dann haben wir einen Sync mit So gemacht. Ich hoffe, das ist jetzt nicht so viel hier, aber ich finde das doch ganz gut, nochmal eben hier durchzugucken, um da wieder in diesen Flowchart, in diesen Teil vom Flowchart reinzukommen. Dann wurde Iris in dem Somnium von So andauernd erstochen, aber Date hat das verhindert und dann haben wir sie plötzlich wieder lebendig gefunden und es gab keine Leiche und Date war dann plötzlich der Überzeugung, er hätte sie durch das Somnium-Dings gerettet. So hat weiterhin behauptet, dass er Iris nicht kennt. Es wurde, glaube ich, auch dann über dieses Thermo-Dings gezeigt, dass er da offenbar nicht lügt. Oder halt gut lügen kann, weil er ein Politiker ist. Genau, dann sind wir zum Sagan Household gegangen. Da war Iris gerade mit Mizuki. Dann hatten wir unseren ersten Kampf mit dem, die ja immer so unglaublich realistisch ablaufen. Was hatten wir da? Genau. Da hatten wir noch herausgefunden, dass Souls Sekretärin irgendwie mit Prisoner Number 89 telefoniert hatte. Und da haben wir Number 89 unter befragt. Und dann ist er mit Renjus Hilfe abgehauen. Haben wir später noch erfahren, dass Yuta da auch mit drin steckte, weil er halt von Renju angefleht wurde. Dann hat Moma uns angerufen, wollte Iris aber vorher treffen. Ja, genau, dann sind wir zum Marble in Golden Yokocho gegangen und da wurden wir angegriffen und Iris wurde fast entführt. Und dann ging Iris ja ab mit ihrem ganzen Secret Society und Nice Loss und dieser komische, verrückte Kram da, wo wir dann eine Sync mit ihr hatten und dann haben wir eben nicht ihr geglaubt. Genau, dann haben wir ihr nicht geglaubt und deswegen ist sie dann abgehauen. Und hat, genau, wir haben sie erstmal bei Ota und Mizuki gelassen, beim Matsushita Diner. Und Date ist zu Hitomi gefahren. Und da hat Hitomi uns halt von dem Gehirntumor und erzählt und davon, dass Iris dadurch alle möglichen Symptome hat, unter anderem halt auch Wahnvorstellungen und so, ja, verrückte Ideen, Paranoia und was nicht alles. Und dann hat Mizuki angerufen und erzählt, dass Iris weggelaufen ist und Iris hat halt noch irgendwie einen Zettel hinterlassen, von wegen sie geht zu dem sie am meisten traut. Und dann sind wir zum Cold Storage Warehouse gefahren irgendwann, weil wir dachten, sie traut Renju am meisten und ich weiß auch nicht wie die Verbindung dann kam, deswegen zu dem Cold Storage Warehouse zu fahren. Vielleicht auch einfach nur, weil Date nochmal an seine die gefrorene Iris im Somnium zurückgedacht hat. Jedenfalls haben wir da dann die Leiche gefunden. Und dann war auf einmal locked. Und da geht's jetzt weiter, sobald ich mir noch ein Bier geholt habe. Moment. Ich kann das ja schon mal auf Yes drücken. Dann kommt ja vielleicht noch eine Cutscene. Na gut, wie es aussieht, macht es genau da weiter, wo es aufgehört hat. Das hatte ja da aufgehört, als wir die Iris-Leiche mit fehlendem Auge in gefroren gefunden haben. Und das war ja genau hier. Also, weiter geht's. Harbor Warehouse District, Tuesday, 9:39 a.m. Ich wollte gerade noch sagen, jetzt sind wir erstmal wieder von der deprimierenden Timeline weg, aber geht ja gleich wieder gut los.
Have you settled down? The scene is being inspected without you. This time the body didn't disappear.
Mhm.
However, you lost consciousness.
Oh God.
I didn't expect you to faint. Seeing that corpse must have been incredibly shocking. I did not predict you to be the fainting type. I suppose humans are unpredictable. Now that you're back, let's get back to business.
Die Wassertextur, ja. Aber nicht so schlimm wie die im Silent Hill HD Remake.
You are conscious, are you not? Are you at a loss for words? Date, don't let negative thoughts consume you.
That's a good advice for everybody in general.
Thinking that Iris died because of me. If I never took her to Ota's, this wouldn't have happened. If you truly believe that, then your brain is completely rotten. Or perhaps when you saw the corpse, your head became filled with images of blooming yellow dandelions.
What?
Oh, you're talking now. Was I correct?
Ich hätte auch gerne mal so eine Eiber. Irgendwie ist sie cool. Ich meine, jetzt ist sie ja sogar in der Lage, ihn aufzumuntern oder, weiß nicht, aus seiner Schale herauszuholen.
If you consider the situation logically, even an elementary school student would understand.
Oh? What do you mean?
Fine. Allow me to pluck some of those dandelions from your mind. I will ask 3 questions. Please answer honestly.
Mhm.
First question. The cold storage warehouse was not in regular operation.
Mhm.
But even so, the AC was on, and a minus 58-degree temperature was maintained.
Mhm.
Why is that?
Why does the warehouse have to be kept at freezing temperature? Let's just look at the ocean instead. The dark blue ocean spreads out before me. Na gut, gibt's wahrscheinlich sonst nichts. I was sitting to my left. Why does the warehouse have to be kept at freezing temperature? To ice cream?
Oh, I see you are back to making jokes. I am glad to hear that, but please stay focused.
Okay. To preserve something? I mean, that's what you usually
Preserve something.
do.
Yes. Let us move on to the next question. Second question. There was something strange about the corpse. Do you remember what that was?
It was missing its right eye.
That is a unique factor, but there was something else. Something more peculiar.
Well, it was completely frozen.
Iris's body was completely frozen. The temperature read -58. With Iris's weight... Just wondering, but how much do you weigh?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady that?
105 pounds.
I see. 105, huh? It should have taken about 18 hours to freeze solid. But we were...
Wait a moment. Before you draw your conclusion, allow me to ask my final question. Question 3. 2 days ago, Sunday night, you found a dead body in the cold storage warehouse. But afterward, you visited the Sagan household and discovered that Iris was in fact still alive. Why?
You mean...
You mean?
You've got it.
Habt ihr es auch verstanden? I bolted into the warehouse like I was shot out of a gun.
The corpse is completely frozen. Getting a more thorough look would require removing the cloth. However, we would not want to be disrespectful. You can use a certain vision mode instead.
I don't believe it.
The stomach is swollen slightly. She appears to have been pregnant.
How?
Do not worry. The uterus does not contain a fetus.
You mean after she was killed?
No. The fetus was not present in her body when she was killed. She must have been killed after giving birth. The distended stomach does not immediately shrink after birth. The expanded uterus takes some time to return to its normal size. This evidence makes one thing perfectly obvious.
This corpse isn't Iris. It's someone else.
Which means...
Iris is still alive.
Not necessarily.
Dankeschön.
She could be alive. We haven't confirmed that yet. Multiple stab wounds with a single-edged, sharp object to the victim's back. Judging by the size and shape of the marks, the weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. This matches what you said on Sunday.
So this is the body I saw then. Is there an estimated time of death?
Impossible to determine. This body has been completely frozen for at least 10 years.
Oh.
10 years? She was killed more than 10 years ago?
Exactly. Her identity is unknown. Her killer is also unknown. But there is one likely suspect.
Who?
Naja.
Let's consider the clues. The scene. Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. Sunday night, we saw So here. And there is something else about So Sejima. We witnessed someone similar to Iris being stabbed repeatedly in So Somnium.
But it wasn't Iris. It was this woman.
That is highly likely.
What we saw was So's memory from more than 10 years ago.
I believe that is the case.
Renju and So?
But we still do not know where Renju is.
That means that we need to talk to...
So Sejima.
Ah ja, der wird uns so willkommen heißen wie immer. A pitiful corpse. Just looking at her makes my chest hurt. So, dein bester Kumpel ist wieder da. Sejima Residence. Kurz nach 12 am Dienstag. Mizuki and Oda kept searching for Iris, but unfortunately they didn't turn up anything. Iris's whereabouts are still unknown. I'm worried about her, but without any leads, we'd just be looking for her blindly. I should focus on the investigation for now. It will eventually lead me to Iris, I'm sure of it. With that in mind, I headed to Soul's mansion. Oh, da ist er ja schon.
I told you never to show your face here again.
Yeah, well, gucken wir uns erstmal um. A tree. A topiary. A little garden lantern. Oh, ich glaube, jetzt gibt's wieder nichts mehr. A pond. Small island. Na gut. So is feeding the koi in the pond, as usual. Hatten wir nicht irgendeinen Pfad, wo Date mal erklärt hat, dass er einfach über die Mauer geklettert ist oder so? Wahrscheinlich macht er das jedes Mal so. Question him.
I didn't come here for Shoko today. I didn't come here for Iris either. Instead, I'm here for a girl who looks like Iris. Did you kill her?
Date, look.
I knew it. You killed her, didn't you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've had enough of your shit, Congressman! You wanted to check on the body of the girl you killed. That's why you were at the cold storage warehouse 2 days ago. Where is Renju Okiura? You know where he is, don't you? You were at an Okiura fishery warehouse for a reason. There's definitely a connection between you two, and that's not all. Number 89 called your secretary, the same number 89 that Renju escaped with. Now tell me, where is Renju?
Suddenly, a gang of bodyguards stormed out of the mansion. In an instant, they surrounded me.
We'd like to ask you to please leave.
Hat ja wieder toll geklappt.
Damn it, So!
There's nothing we can do. We did arrive without a warrant. We were technically trespassing. If he had called the police, we would be in a predicament. We would have been detained immediately.
Ja, da kann man nur noch eins
Who
zu
would look
sagen.
after Iris then? Do you intend to leave your responsibility with Mizuki and Ota? Calm down, Date. We still have our lead.
Lead?
Before I explain, we need to discuss the corpse in the cold storage warehouse.
Okay.
Let's give her a name.
Mhm.
Because she is frozen solid, we could call her All Ice or Alice. What do you
Ah,
think?
coole Anspielung.
Alice and Iris. I believe it fits nicely.
Alright, Alice. What about her?
Someone might be able to identify her.
Who?
Allow me to ask you 3 questions.
Schon wieder.
Again with this?
First question. You have seen this corpse more than twice.
Mhm.
3 times, in fact. When was the first time?
Somnium. Holy shit. Wann hatten wir denn das Somnium? Das weiß ich jetzt gar nicht. Muss ich gerade mal nachgucken. Das war hier. Steht da irgendwas? Steht natürlich nicht da. Hm? Ich glaube, das war doch Samstag? Habe ich doch vorhin zusammengefasst. Wir sind in dem Mord alle kennenlernen und komischen Traum haben. Iris zerstochenen Körper in Mizuki Somnium sehen. Und dann mit Iris weiter rumhängen. Und So befragen. Und denken, er hätte sie umgebracht. Und sie dann doch lebendig sehen. Ihr dann ihren Quatsch erzählt bekommen nach der Entführung. Fast beinahe Entführung. Und ihr dann nicht glauben. Und dann ist sie halt verschwunden jetzt. Das war dann wohl Samstag.
3 days ago. Saturday night when I synced at Abyss.
Yes. In the Somnium world, we saw the frozen corpse of a girl. Question 2. Who is the girl?
Well, Alice?
Now I know. That girl was probably Alice.
Most likely, yes. So we have technically known Alice for 3 days.
Ah,
One last thing.
ich weiß, worauf sie hinaus will.
The final question.
Mhm.
In which Somnium did we see Alice?
Mizuki.
My roommate, Mizuki Okiura.
Exactly. You mentioned something about Mizuki's Somnium being some kind of prophecy, but prophecies are nonsense. Dreams are not made of the future. They are made from the past. Therefore,
Mizuki has seen Alice before.
there is no other explanation.
Aiba, where is Mizuki now?
Where we went with Iris yesterday, the Kume Shrine.
The shrine? Why would she be there?
Unknown. She is supposed to be looking for Iris.
Okay, let's go.
Aber wie gesagt, ich kann tatsächlich empfehlen, das Spiel halt irgendwann nochmal selber ein zweites Mal durchzuspielen. Oder Let's Play oder so davon zu sehen. Weil das, so wie Xenogis zum Beispiel, ziemlich cool ist, das nochmal zu erleben, wenn man alles weiß. Und auf einmal überall sagt, ah, das hatte das zu bedeuten.
Did you find Iris?
If I I did, I would have told you already.
Right.
Streams einfach nochmal. Genau. Josuya, you wash your hands and face here. Ich glaube, hier gibt es jetzt auch wieder nichts. Ich vermute mal, so spät in den Flowchart-Pfaden kommt dann meistens nichts, außer es ist halt so eine ruhige Szene wie der Abspann, nicht der Abspann, wie die Post-Credits-Scene mit Mizuki zum Beispiel im Mizuki-Ende. What are you doing here?
Iris used to like this shrine. She told me about all her memories here. We used to come here all the time. You know those steps in the front? We would sit there together and talk about things. Like what gluten-free means and eyelash extensions and aerial yoga.
Okay, yeah.
And we would talk about all our problems together. Sometimes we would talk late into the night. So I thought that maybe she'd be here, but it looks like I was wrong.
Don't be sad. Where's Oda?
I think he's searching Akihabara right now.
Oh, was eine Überraschung, dass er dahin geht.
Last time he checked in, he said he didn't have anything.
Wahrscheinlich sucht er gar nicht mehr, sondern ist gerade am Zocken. Where's Renju?
I think Iris is with Renju.
With Daddy?
Yeah. Her note mentioned her most trusted person. It's probably Renju.
Yeah. I remember that mermaid girl saying something like that.
He was looking for Iris.
Ach, stimmt, ja. Das war auf diesem Pfad auch passiert.
Does that mean that Daddy is the one who called for Iris?
It could be. So I need to know where he is.
But I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Okay, let's get to the point. About Alice.
Mizuki, I have something very important to ask you.
I told Mizuki about the frozen corpse. We called Alice.
You've seen her before, haven't you? 3 days ago, I saw her in your Somnium. The body of a girl who looks like Iris, Alice. Your dreams are built from your memories. So that corpse... Mizuki, please, answer me. Iris's life is at stake.
Huh? What do you mean?
About Alice again. I told Mizuki everything. About how Renju ran off with the assassin number 89. How number 89 is connected to Soul Sejima. And that Sejima is linked to Alice's murder.
I need to know everything about Alice. If I find out who she is, I might be able to solve the mystery of Renju and number 89, and that might lead me to Iris.
Mizuki looked down at her feet quietly. I could see agony in her face. The silence lingered. Finally, she steeled herself, lifted her head, and spoke.
Okay, I'll tell you about Alice.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's hear it.
It was about a month ago. I saw my daddy crying in the president's office at Lemniscate.
Oh? Warum?
I was peeking through a crack in the door so he didn't see me. Daddy got up, then got into his car and drove away. I had never seen him like that before. I was curious, so I followed him in a taxi. That led me to the cold storage warehouse. He got out of his car and went inside. I followed right behind him, quietly. Daddy was standing next to the forklift in the back. I hid behind a shelf. I watched Daddy open the hood of the forklift, and then, after a little bit, he left.
So, ich möchte mal eben an eine Stelle erinnern, die ihr bestimmt schon wieder vergessen habt. Wir haben uns einmal, ich habe jetzt keine Ahnung mehr, wo genau das war, aber irgendwo auf dieser Seite vom Flowchart haben wir mal mit Mizuki über das Okiura Cold Storage Warehouse gesprochen. Und sie meinte, nein, kennt sie nicht, war sie noch nie da. Und Aiba hat angemerkt, dass Mizukis Body Temperature angestiegen ist. Und das war als rot angezeigt. Also es war dargestellt, dass sie uns gerade anlügt. Aber Data hat dann halt nicht weiter nachgehakt. Und das war so eine Sache, die mir zum Beispiel erst beim zweiten Durchspielen aufgefallen ist. Das hat nämlich offenbar, das war also offenbar auf jeden Fall eine Lüge in dem Moment, weil sie eben doch schon mal da war.
I wanted to know what he was looking at. I went over to the forklift and I looked under the hood myself. And then...
You saw Alice's dead body.
But at the time, I thought it was Iris.
Why didn't you call the police?
What was I supposed to do? Daddy would have been in trouble.
So you kept quiet this whole time?
Yeah.
Did you talk to Renju about it?
What do you mean? I couldn't just ask. It would have changed everything.
By the way, Daddy, did you murder Iris and froze her in a warehouse, maybe?
I thought that as long as I stayed quiet, everything would be okay. I didn't see a dead body. I wasn't even at the warehouse. I repeated that to myself over and over and tried to forget the whole thing.
Repressed memories are often the subject of Somnia.
That's why Alice showed up during the sync.
Ja, ergibt ja vor allem auch irgendwie Sinn, weil sie ja auch mit Iris irgendwie viel zu tun hatte, dass die dann vielleicht in ihren Träumen wieder vorkommt, wenn sie sowieso gerade so emotional angeschlagen ist. Diese tote Iris, die sie gesehen hat, meine ich. What did you do after that?
The corpse looked exactly like Iris. I couldn't believe she was dead. I just couldn't, so I went to Iris's house.
Huh? What's wrong, Mizuki?
Iris was alive. I thought I was going crazy.
Been there, done that.
Or dreaming. I tried to convince myself that it was just a hallucination.
About Okira Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse.
I actually met with one of the higher-ups at Daddy's company last night, before I went to Matsushita Diner.
Why?
Because you asked about the cold storage. I was curious. I asked around some, and I found out that Daddy was managing the warehouse before I was born. After my grandpa died, Daddy took over. In exchange for managing the warehouse, he gave ownership of the company to someone else.
Achso, der hat die Ownership weggegeben, aber das ist noch gemanagt.
I guess he didn't want to let this place go. Or maybe he couldn't let it go. That's more accurate, I think, but I understand why. Inside that warehouse was...
Alice.
Go on.
On paper, Daddy has nothing to do with Okiura Fishery. Daddy was still managing the warehouse, and he was the only one allowed in there, too. That was part of the agreement when he gave up the company, and the whole thing had to be a secret. He really stressed that point.
How long was he managing the warehouse?
Hey, Mizuki. How long was he managing the warehouse?
For 18 years.
Und wen kennen wir, der 18 Jahre alt ist?
That's what the man told me.
18 years? From that long ago?
Yes.
Wäre jetzt mal mein erster Gedanke. Ich weiß gar nicht, ob das... Ich denke.
Iba, I need an emergency search. Missing persons from 18 years ago.
Understood.
Huh?
Date, I found her. The girl who looks like Iris.
What's her name?
Monica Iwai, 19 years old at the time of her disappearance. A graduate of Eitoku High School.
What?
Renju was my classmate at Eitoku High. We've known each other for 20 years now. When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend.
Das hat sie im Krankenhaus gesagt. Oh, hey, warum ist das jetzt?
Alice's.
Oh, sorry. Oh, one of the only friends I
Monica
had.
Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
Monica.
Is Monica.
Hitomi's friend who went to the same school as her and Renju. But why? Monica's body was found just now, but even back then, Hitomi knew. She knew that Monica was already dead. Iba, where is Hitomi right now?
At headquarters for questioning. MPD still believes that the body they discovered was Iris.
Got it. Contact boss. Have them bring Hitomi to Abyss.
Roger that.
Let's go. Zehn nach 5, beinahe. Am Dienstag.
You're awfully calm. You saw the corpse of your daughter today. You were called into the station to confirm her identity. And yet here you are, cool as a cucumber. even though you lost your precious daughter. Shall I guess why?
How can he tell me stay calm? Was haben wir alles?
Her name is Iwai Monica. She has been missing for 18 years. She was 19 years old at the time she went missing. Monica, Hitomi Sagan, and Renju Okiura all attended Eitoku High School.
Autopsy report.
Monica's body was found completely frozen solid. Her right eye was missing. Her body shows multiple stab wounds from an edged weapon to the back of the torso. The cause of death was those stab wounds. The murder weapon was most likely a kitchen knife. She was also pregnant until just before her time of death.
Where Monica was found.
Monica's corpse was hidden under the hood of a forklift in Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse. This warehouse has been under Renju's management for 18 years. Mizuki witnessed Renju checking on the corpse. This of course means that Renju knew about Monica.
And when Monica was murdered.
Because Monica's corpse is completely frozen, it is difficult to determine her time of death. However, her appearance appears to be unchanged from when she went missing 18 years ago. Thus, it is extremely likely she was killed around that time,
So her baby would be...
just turning 18.
Okay, ich schätze mal Information on Monica. Weil sie die kennt.
Because that body isn't Iris, and you know it.
Und ja, weil das halt nicht Iris ist.
Are you serious?
Yes. Her name is Monica Iwai. She was killed when she was 19. She went to the same high school as you, and she was your best friend. Isn't that right? Nothing to say for yourself? Hiding something? Maybe you killed her with Renju.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, now you're talking. But we know Renju committed a crime, illegally disposing of a body, and we can prove it.
Why would Renju be questioned about dumping a body? Na, wo die Leiche gefunden wurde, ne?
The cold storage warehouse where the body was found. It's been managed by Renju Okiura for almost 2 decades now, and witness testimony proves that he knew about the corpse there. And if I'm not mistaken, you knew about the corpse too, Hitomi. You and Renju have been close since high school. It's not too much of a stretch to think that he told you about the body. And I remember you telling me once.
When I was young, I lost someone very important to me. Monica Iwai, my best friend. One of the only friends I had.
How did you know that she was dead?
I didn't.
Don't play dumb. I know you're hiding something. You know what happened 18 years ago. And you knew she was pregnant. You were her best friend. Of course you would have known. Tell me. Tell me everything!
Date, she's not going to talk. Sync with her.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
Date, I'm sure I've told you enough times by now, but please, come back within 6 minutes.
I can't promise you that, Pewter.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm not coming back until I find something.
Date, you can't.
Why not?
You know why.
Because it will take over my consciousness?
Yes.
But if it's only a little...
No, not even a little. If the sync passes the critical point, the damage will be irreparable.
But what does that mean exactly?
Are you two... Are you hiding something? Are you hiding something?
No.
I'm not hiding anything.
Then let's try it. Let's experiment with my mind. Then we'll know for sure what'll happen.
Fine. I'll just say it.
Yeah?
Pewter, tell him.
Du hast doch gerade gesagt, dass du es sagst.
Me?
You know more about it than I do.
Well,
What happens after 6 minutes of sinking?
well, first off, 6 minutes is not a hard limit. It could be 7 or even 8.
I don't care about the exact time. I'm asking what happens if you go beyond the limit.
Do you remember the story I told you about the egg?
Yeah, why?
If you imagine an egg as your consciousness, the yolk is what goes into the subject's brain. The white remains inside your shell. If you go beyond the limit, your yolk will not be able to return to its shell.
Because the subject's mind will start to take over the sinker's consciousness, right? I know that part already.
Indeed. But there's more to it. After the yolk is devoured, the egg white is brought through the machine next.
Huh?
And there's more. It's not just the sinker's brain. The same process eventually occurs in the subject's as well. In other words, the entire egg ends up being replaced. Mind, consciousness, memory, they are traded. Switched.
The human brain has what can be understood as a memory limit. One brain can only hold one consciousness, and it can only contain one person's memories.
Anything else?
Now you know everything. Talk to the boss.
Okay. Why did you keep this a secret?
I was unaware of this as well. This information is not on any accessible databases.
We had to prevent the possibility that the system could be exploited.
Exploited? But
Even if it wasn't you, someone else might try. We didn't tell any sinkers this, including you. Project Sync is a top-secret project. It's a matter of national security. Even sinkers are on a need-to-know basis. Think about it. What if you were kidnapped by bad people who tried to make you talk?
bad people?
A criminal organization, spies from another country, those people. If you blabbed about Project Sync, the entire country might be at risk. You heard it from Pewter. The sync machine isn't just for entering a person's somnium. It can also be used to swap bodies between two people. Imagine what this machine would be used for in the wrong hands. That's why I didn't tell you. We can't let this secret get out.
Swapping bodies between two people? Trading minds?
Remember what I told you earlier? Are you listening to me?
Yeah, I got it.
Ich meine, wenn ich jetzt mal Hitomi sein und mich
You really okay?
ordentlich selber befummeln möchte.
I'm fine. Start it.
Understood.
Anyway.
Let us begin.